Let me just change the options. Okay, we will take a new chapter. We will take chapter 12. Open page 247. I'll share the PowerPoint for you. Okay. Can you see it, girls?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes. No.
Maybe now you can see it well. Okay, as we said, we'll take chapter 12. Chapter 12 is a new chapter with a new excerpt. And before we go to the excerpt, we meet the academic vocabulary and we meet the making connection. Before we go to the academic vocabulary and meeting connection, let's know what we are going to discuss. We are going to discuss strategies for determining theme. So the aim is to determine theme, to know how to determine the theme. What is a theme, girls?
Like the idea of the story or the thing of the story. يعني اللي مطلع منه.
What the author wants to tell me. The theme is what the author wants to tell me. So, in order to establish a theme, in order to create a theme, he uses plot, he uses the characters, he uses characters, the plot is the events, he uses the conflict, style,
But can he use quotes?
Yes.
Can he use quotes?
Can he use what?
Quotes, like in the middle of the story, like start saying quotes or something like that about life.
It will support. So everything in the story will support his theme. So now let's see the academic vocabulary, the contrast. What is a contrast? When you compare and contrast between two things, compare is the alike, contrast is the differences. To compare things in order to show differences, so the author's contrast between city and country life is dramatic. So contrast is unalike. Then exposition. What happens in the exposition? This is the organizer for writing a novel, for writing a short story. Exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, resolution. What happens in exposition? When I get a novel, when I read a novel, what do I read at the beginning of the novel? At the beginning of the novel, when I open it, in the first few pages, I have to meet the characters. Characters should be mentioned at the beginning of the story because I have to understand who is going to talk. I have to understand the setting. So when and where should be said in the beginning. So in the exposition, I meet the characters, I meet the setting, and kinda the introduction of the conflict. Setting, characters, beginning of conflict, and then the rising action will take the conflict to the climax, and then falling action, and then the conflict is solved. But what happens in the exposition at the beginning of each novel? I meet the setting, I meet the character, and the conflict. Okay, this is the exposition. The author's exposition about the main character's experience in France helps to explain his change of heart. This is an example in a sentence. Imagery, and we discussed imagery many times. We said the successful author, the most creative author, The most talented author is the author that can takes you from your seat to where the story happened. How? By using figurative language, by using similes, metaphors, oxymorons, hyperbole. He takes you there, figurative language, or descriptive language when he describes. So when he describes, he uses the senses, the five senses, the smell, sight, taste, sound, touch, to help the reader or the listener form an image, form a picture. So when I read, as if I was there with him, when he describes the garden or the forest, I imagine myself there at the forest. How? By figurative language, simile, metaphor, hyperbole, oxymoron, or by sensory details, descriptive language. So again, contrast, exposition, imagery, and then juxtaposition. What is juxtaposition? Juxtaposition is a literary technique. A literary technique, a way, a technique the author uses, in which two or more ideas or places or characters or the actions are placed side by side for purpose of developing.
Miss هلا
Yes.
now the writers they don't actually يعني do they think about these things like the devices or they just write their
No,
story?
they think, they plan.
Ah, okay.
It comes by experience, girls. That's why you try at school. So at school you learn the literary devices that you have to use. You learn that there is that and that. There is an author who is by God gifted by writing. He is a writer by gift. Allah gave him this gift. He can write. But he has to learn the techniques.
Yeah,
So
I
he
thought
can write
because
a
I thought in
story
the
if
writers
he's
they just
gifted.
sit down and write their
Yes,
thoughts or their
yes.
images.
Those who just sit down and write this, just sit down and write the idea.
Ah,
But later they have to know this part should be more. This is the editing and proofreading.
yes.
To edit, to add, to use. Okay?
Yes, okay.
Okay. Then what did literary techniques in which to use them side by side, but okay, to show each other. So when you bring fire and snow together, they are opposite, to show each other, because we discussed it before that opposite things emphasizes each other. Okay, like here are some examples. Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night, like a rich jewel in an Ethiopia's ear. Ethiopia's ear, okay? In Romeo and Juliet. This juxtaposition contrasts light with dark. Light with dark. Bright jewel against dark skin. Like bright jewel here against dark skin. Ethiopia, as we said, is a part of Africa, south of equator. Ethiopia, okay? Juliet is like a jewel on dark skin. So she is beautiful and stands out of the rest. It is unique and vivid. You can see it, distinctive. You can distinctive. Okay, it is distinctive. Yani it means you can see it clearly. Magnifies sense of value and importance. Juxtaposition, when you get two things that are unalike, like water and fire, like black and white, dark and night, dark and day, sorry, dark and light. Why? because even you took it in Arabic, opposite the differences emphasize. Differences emphasize. Show, like here you can clearly see it's off. This is white, and you can clearly see her body is black. Wonderful.
And Miss, it's like, you know, they need to show us the contrast or the opposite to know the meaning.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Then most of the authors, especially poets, they use symbolism. So they talk about something to symbolizes a greater idea, symbolizes a greater idea, a greater message. As flower resembles love, as
Rainbow.
rainbow, oh, I forgot as rainbow resembles hope, as dove resembles peace. Symbolism is the use of object to represent or communicate ideas and add deeper meanings to a passage or a poem.
Do you
He
mean like
uses
symbolism is the mean of the idea?
symbolism behind this, behind the object idea.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Behind the object idea. So the poet's symbolism generally includes the clocks and sundials to represent the passage of time. In stories, for example, in Telltale Heart, the tick-tock of the clocks, of the clock on the wall, it is a story you took before.
Yeah,
It's
Sahih.
symbolizing what passing of time or the coming danger,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ominous silence. Okay, so the most famous objects is like dove for peace, hope, again, rainbow, and the flowers resemble or symbolizes love. Okay, so again, we took contrast, we took exposition, the beginning of the story, when I see the setting, the characters, imagery, how a creative author draws the image in the reader's mind, juxtaposition, to opposing objects, to opposing forces, to opposing places, to opposing characters, and symbolism, then the tone. We discussed tone and mood many times, first, but today I again want to show you a tone versus a mood. You don't have mood in this excerpt, but I want you to understand tone and mood. Tone is the author's...
Can I go to the bathroom?
Yes. Tone, but this part is important, dear. Tone is the attitude of the author toward the subject. So I am the author, I hold my pen. The tone I use is a menalic, make it a tranquil mood. Tone. Tranquil tone is I use tranquil words, calm words. The tone is the attitude of the author. Melancholic, I am sad. So I will write the tone. I wrote it. So this is the novel. I wrote this novel. I finished it. I am the author. I finished writing this novel. My tone is this novel is the tone is as we said, tranquil. Tranquil is calm. You as a reader, you'll open the novel and read it. The novel will create a mood. A mood. The book will create a mood to the reader. Mood is the atmosphere or the emotional setting created by a piece of literary work. So when you read it, the mood here, it is so relieving, it is so calming, it is tranquil, it is serene. Why? From the tone. From the tone. Because the tone of the author was meant to be this. The tone, I write a book about a person who committed suicide. I am an author. The tone will be sad, depressive, anticipated, any kinds of
يعني miss
blackness.
is
Hmm?
يعني miss the tone is from the author.
Excellent.
The mood is the
So
what
when you take the
author
book and you read it, you get a satire mood, a black mood.
Yes, so
dark.
the mood is what he makes us feel, what the story makes
That's
us.
it. Excellent.
Yes.
Okay. Tone is made by the diction, the choice of words, and the detail. Mood is created by the setting, the imagery, and the diction. So it is suspenseful because it has been created on an isolated island, imagery, and diction. Tone and mood here. Author, tone, reader, mood. Okay, now we understand it very well.
Yes.
Only Huda with me in the class. يعني I'm happy, of course. يعني الحمد لله that you reply me يا Huda. Without you, I would kill myself.
I'm with you too.
So I want to hear. يعني only Huda replies me, asks me. Only Huda. One student and 35 students.
That's because I'm a new reader. Because of that, I'm interested in literature. Yes.
Excellent. Excellent, dear. Excellent, my new reader. Lovely new reader.
Thank you.
Okay. The making connection here, it is like water for chocolate. And Like Water for Chocolate is a very nice novel. That's why I chose this excerpt. Yani I didn't read the excerpt itself. I chose it because Like Water for Chocolate. Like Water for Chocolate is written by Laura Esquivel, okay? And she is a Mexican author. Mexican authors have traditions. In Mexican, they have traditions. Okay, they have their own food. They have their own traditions. Even their names are unique. And they are hold their traditions. They keep their traditions and follow them. So, and Like Water for Chocolate is a novel that depends on symbolism. It uses symbolism a lot through the novel. What is the novel about? The novel is about the story of a young girl. Her name is Tita. She loves her neighbor, Pedro, but she can never marry him because of her mother's upholding of the family tradition. The youngest daughter in the family cannot get married. She has to take care of her mother till her mother dies. So instead, the young girl,
She can't marry at all?
yes, she can't get married. She has to take care of her mother until she dies. Tita is only able to express herself when she cooks. So that's why the novel is so creative, because the novel, actually this part I brought from internet, and you're not asked, but because I love this novel, so I wanted to tell you about. The book is divided into 12 sections, named after the month of the year, starting in January and ending in December. Each section begins with a Mexican recipe. And I love books that contains cooking. I don't know why, but I feel like I don't
But
know
you love
why.
cooking, right? You said
I love cooking. Maybe that's why I love books that talk about recipes and this.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Chapters connect each dish to an event in the protagonist's life, in her life. Tita de la Garza is the protagonist. She is the main protagonist. At the start of the story, she is 15. She lives on a ranch near Mexico at the U.S. border. You know, here is U.S., here is Mexico, with her mother, Mama Elena, and her older sisters, Gertrudis and Rosario. Pedro is their neighbor with whom Tita falls in love at first sight. And then
But do he fall in love also with her?
Yes,
Or
yes.
only
So yes, it turns out to be mutual. So Pedro asks Mama Elena for Tita's hand in marriage. Unfortunately, she forbids it, citing that De la Garza family tradition that it reminds me, the names remind me with Coco, the animation Coco.
But can you repeat, you loved? He said she cited what?
It reminds me. Let me check the. Let me check the network. Yeah, no, it is good. It reminds me with Coco. The names remind me with Coco girls. Do you know Coco?
Yes, I
The
bought
animation.
That, yeah, and that one with the guitar.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So in the Lagarza family tradition that the youngest daughter, in this case Tita, must remain unmarried and takes care of her mother until her mother's death. So she suggests that Pedro marry Tita's sister, Rosara, instead, in order to stay close to Tita.
Oh my God. What?
So Pedro decides to follow this advice. So Tita has a deep connection with food and a love for cooking, enhanced by the fact that Tita's primary caretaker as a child was Nacha, the family cook. And her love for cooking also comes from the fact that she was born in the kitchen. So it is a very nice story with nice details, okay?
Yeah, Miss, he marries her sister just to be close to her.
To be
What is
close to
this?
her.
Oh, her sister, did she accept that?
I didn't watch the movie actually.
Ah, okay.
Okay, it has a movie, but
So, Miss,
because I didn't watch it, so I can't recommend it or anything.
teacher.
Yes,
So, we can say that Tita, she is like like she is, and she can't marry
tag.
because
Yeah,
of family tradition, because she want to take care of her mother later.
yes.
Yeah, okay.
So he will marry her older sister to stay near to her.
So I guess, Miss, the mood of the story will be kind of sad or jealousy, or like
Cooking.
that.
It is related to cooking.
يعني Miss مثلا إنه her sadness will go out by cooking, like that.
Let's see. Let's
Yeah.
see. Okay. Let's just symbolism here because it's يعني I just brought it also to you to show the symbolism. That one of the symbol in the novel, like water for chocolate, symbolized that even when people die, the cooking of the family will survive. When the recipes of a family passes on, so does the essence and history of the family. Do you cook anything special at your family?
Miss, I can't cook egg.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes I burn them.
We
Miss,
have,
I love to cook.
Yes, teacher, I cook
I love
something.
but only for your family, girls. Does your mom, not you, you are still young, does your mom cook something special for your family and only your family can cook it?
No, Miss, but like
no.
sometimes my mom like if other families or like a family gathering, like they are from, we have like Miss a small town. It's called Daraa. So when we have family gathering, we eat this kind of meal. It's called mlehi. So no, we can't cook it for other people because they don't know it, and like it's only the main meal. Like maybe إذا ما عجبهم أو هيك. So we only
Yes,
cook it
this is
for
a
the people
tradition.
who know.
Yes, it's a food inherited in your family or
Yes.
in your city or town.
Miss, what about you?
I have a recipe of my grandmother. She is the only one who cooks it.
Don't tell us the recipe, يعني, but tell us what is the food.
It is it's like they bring meat and rice with and they mix them together in how can I say, because there is another recipe with meat and rice, but it is not the same at all. And the other one is that they smash the rice and they add the meat with it and they cook it in a special in a way. But this way, no, this way is the rice as itself and the ground meat together, the ground meat, the rice. They can add parsley on it and how can I say, we um, we ground it somehow, but we do not ground it. No, we have ground together so they can mix in a way. So this is the point that you have to feel when it is one unit. So we form it on like small biscuits like this, with small biscuits, and we arrange them in the pot, and then we add water, and then after it is done, we can
Make it
eat
for
it.
us when we return to the school.
Okay, I
What is
promise you. If you return, I will make it for you. I promise you.
Yes.
What is called?
Then we can eat it like this, or add tomato on it, and we can eat it like this, or then we can take these rounded balls, and we put them into sink them into soak them. I'm sorry, in flour and oil, flour, milk, and egg, and then fry it. So it can be eaten in either ways.
Miss, what is called in what is in your
We call it with my grandmother's name.
Oh.
We say it like this. We say it kebab because it's like kebab. Kebab. My grandmother's name was Mama Zuzu. We used to say hey, Mama Zuzu, like Mama Elena here. So we name it kebab Mama Zuzu.
Teacher, I cook
Promise, I
something
liked it.
for my
What?
family.
What
I
do you?
cook something just for my family.
What is it, ya Ghala?
It's black chicken.
How?
We bring chicken breasts and I cook them with the soya sauce and some spices, and then I do rice beside them.
Great. Good. Did your grandmother taught it to you? She taught it to you? Did
No,
she teach
actually my cousin.
your cousin? Great.
Yeah.
So your grandchild will cook it, and she says, "I inherited it from my grandmother."
Inshallah.
So, in like water
But
for
I want
chocolate,
to have a special recipe. But I don't know how assistant to cook. But I really want to
you
have like it.
no, but you have to learn how to.
Yeah, I will. My grandmother always talks to my father and tell him that she must learn how to cook.
Yes, yes. At your age,
Yeah.
I was a good cook.
I don't want.
So whenever I make this kebab, I remember my grandmother, the way she cooks it, the way she mixes them together, the way because I used to sit next to her and form them on the shape of balls like this, and the way, because it takes a lot of work, we wait for her to come to visit us, and she makes it for us and cooks it for us. Okay.
Okay.
So if we go back to school one day, I promise I will cook for you kebab mamatzos.
Miss, do you
Inshallah.
know this meal that we eat that called mlehi? It's the same dish like mansaf in Jordan, but instead
I
but
know.
instead of rice they put groats. They put like and mix it with milk, and they put kibbeh on like above it, and it can miss, and they put many salmon. They put salmon, like I don't love it that much, but yani it's delicious.
Cinnamon, you mean?
What, mess?
Cinnamon? This cinnamon?
No, it's mess burghul, like instead of rice burghul.
Oh,
The
instead of
white
rice
one.
burger. Yeah.
Yes.
It
And they put
sounds
with it
like
milk and like this jamid, I think it's name.
Jimmy. Like Mansaf, yes, like Mansaf. Yes, it is great that you have a traditional dish at your family. So no one cooks it but you. And I'm the only grandchild who inherited how to know how to cook it.
That's nice.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, the only one in the family who inherited it. Okay, so let's read, girls. Open page 247. Yeah, I'm glad, ya Ghala, that you participated with us today, and Maya, and Serena, and Huda. Thank you, girls. Okay,
Anytime.
247. Judy. Lujane.
Yes, miss.
Yes, dear.
Okay, I'll read.
Miss, which
Like
247.
Like Water for Chocolate by Laura Esquivel. Each of us is born with a box of matches
Repeat from
inside.
the beginning, dear, from preview concept.
Oh, okay. One of the most important tasks you have as a reader is to determine the main idea of what you read. An effective technique for doing so involves underlining important phrases or sentences as you read. You can then use these underlined parts to craft a single sentence that captures the main idea of what you read. When you are reading fiction, remember that you likely have to go beyond the literal interpretation of what you read in order to find the deeper message.
Yes, making connection.
Making connections, read the excerpt below and underline important phrases and/or sentences. When you are finished reading, write a sentence that identifies the main idea.
So underline while you read, underline please. And so when we finish the excerpt, the small part, we get the main idea. Okay, continue, Lujay.
Okay. Like Water for Chocolate by Laura Esquivel. Each of us is born with a box of matches inside us, but we can't strike them all by ourselves. We need oxygen and a candle to help. In this case, the oxygen, for example, would come from the breath of the person you love. The candle would be any kind of food, music, caress, word, or sound that engenders the explosion that lights one of the matches. For a moment, we are dazzled by an intense emotion. A pleasant warmth grows within us, fading slowly as time goes by.
Yes, thank you, Lujay. So, girls, is there here any important phrases or sentences?
Yes.
Mariam, Muhammad?
I know what. Oh, okay.
Mariam?
Yes, miss.
Yes,
Can you hear
any
me?
important phrases or sentences have been said here?
Miss, your internet, I can't hear you well. I read?
Any important sentences or phrases?
Miss,
Girls,
I
you cannot
can't
hear
hear
me?
you. You're really lagging.
Girls, any important sentences or phrases
Monsieur
here?
Lag. Monsieur Lag.
Yes.
Okay. Now, better?
Yeah, Miss, there is an important sentence.
Okay, have to wait till we see Mariam. Mariam?
Yes.
Any important sentences or phrases here? Any
Uh,
new sentences, any things that attracted your mind, your eyes?
Not really.
Anyone else? Do you have anything in your
Me,
mind, girls? Yes, Huda?
yes. That oxygen can be the breath of a person that we love, or the candle would be any kind of food, music, these things that can enlighten us and ignite us.
Yes, that can enlighten us. Excellent. So, Tia, is there any sentence that attracted you, grabbed your attention, showed you anything?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. No sentences?
I have maybe one.
Yes, Tia. Okay, Serena.
The last sentence,
Mhm.
a pleasant warmth grows within us, fading
Yes,
slowly.
yes, as time goes by. What about the first sentence, girls? What about the first sentence, Leah? Leah, are you here? Leah?
Miss, I have an idea.
Yes, who says?
Lujane.
Lujain, yes, Lujain.
Yeah, when she says that we're born with a box of matches inside us, maybe she means we're born with a purpose and passion, but we can't enlighten this passion by our own. We need people we love and things we enjoy, I guess.
Excellent. So underline it, please, with the box of matches inside us. We are born with a box of matches inside us, okay? But we cannot strike them. We need oxygen and a candle also. Oxygen, the breath of the person you love. Great, great girls.
Nada, can I read?
What?
Can I read next?
Yes, please read. Page 248.
Yes, okay. Okay. Until a new explosion comes along to revive it, each person has to discover what will set off those explosions in order to live. Since the combustion that occurs when one of them is ignited is what nourishes the soul, the fire, in short, is its food. If one doesn't find out in time what will set off these explosions, the box of matches dampens, and not a single match will ever be lighted.
Yes. So here, Nirvana, where is an important phrase has been said or an important sentence?
When she said that if one doesn't find out in time what will set off these explosions, the box of matches dampens. You know, the box
Yes.
of passion will dampen if one doesn't know how to light it.
Yes. So each of us is born with a box of matches inside us, but we cannot strike them well by ourselves. We need oxygen and a candle to help. Oxygen is the breath of the
Like the
one.
person you love.
Yes. And the candle would be,
Yourself.
candle. See here.
Yourself, maybe.
Food, music, caress word.
Yeah.
Caress is care. Food, okay?
So you need both. You need love
Yes,
and
you
other
do.
thing
You
to.
need the oxygen and you need the candle. The oxygen is the people you love, and candle is anything that inspires you. Girls, there is a new movie, animation movie, it's Soul. You saw it?
Yeah, I
Or
watched
you,
it.
Yes, I
you
watched it.
Trailer.
Lean?
Miss, I watched it in a cinema before they closed.
Lean, or who says Lojane? Lojane,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
watched it? Yes, who else watched
Yeah.
it, girls?
Me, Mr.
And my شو اسمه هذا my cousins they went to the cinema.
So, what was the main idea of the movie, Lojane? Finding a what?
I guess finding his passion and his reason to live. Because in the
Yes.
beginning, yeah.
Huh?
Because when, I guess between life and death, when he dies the first time, he tries his best to go back to living, although he doesn't have anything to live for. So while trying to go back to living, he finds his purpose and his, passion.
And he finds the spark. They were searching this the I don't remember her name.
The last badge, yeah.
Yes,
Or
she
no.
was searching for the spark that will make her wants to live. Okay, that she wants to go back to life. The spark. So here she talks about also the spark, that you lit the matches inside of you. We have matches, we have a box of matches, but we wait for the spark, someone to lit up the fire. You understand?
Yes,
So,
Miss. I guess his candle and his box of matches was the girl that he met, and music, because he loved playing music. That was his passion.
yes, in soul, right?
Yes.
Yes, here in like chocolate for wood, like water for chocolate, her candle was what? So the breath is the one she loves. The breath, the candle.
It was food.
Yeah, cooking and food. Yes, excellent. So the main idea is what, girls, here?
Teacher, do we enter the other room? Do we enter the other room now?
Yes, but just finish this part, this question, and we go to I just want you to think with me, girls. Sarah, are you here? Sarah.
Yes, Miss.
So after what we've discussed now, what is the main idea said here? What can you tell me? What does the author want to say here?
Miss,
about the movie that was Jane saying, or
That we read here. What does
that
he
we
want to
read?
tell you?
That like we have to find what we want. That wait.
That you have to what? To do what?
What I understand, like we need oxygen and candle to help. The candle can be like music, food, carers, words. What else?
Yes, so she wants to say that oxygen, the people we love, the breath of people we love, candles is food or music or this. So what is important in life?
Love.
Teacher, I have an
Love.
answer.
Yes,
Yes, I
please.
have an answer too.
Okay, can I say?
Yes, please. Thank you, Sarah.
Okay, so
I said
it's
the beginning.
important.
You say the end.
Yeah, it's important to discover your passions and like not take your loved ones for granted. And yeah,
Excellent.
like
So it's important to search for your passion and to have loved ones. So it's important to have loved ones and to search for your passion. Discover your
Ah, you're
passion.
wearing Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse and heart because
see?
of the lesson. Yes.
yeah, it's cute.
Yes, when I was wearing it, I said I felt it's suitable for like water for chocolate.
Yes.
It is important to have loved ones, search for your passion, experience life.
Yeah.
Right, girls?
Yes.
Okay, go and I see you after 5 minutes. Okay, take 2 minutes
Bye.
because we took 2 minutes. Bye, girls.
Okay,
I'll see
bye.
you.
Bye.